topics ranging from business management to marketing solutions. Here to help you. Welcome to the Polishing Profits Podcast, where we discuss all things related to the business of detailing. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, this podcast is for you. In each episode, we'll cover topics ranging from business management to marketing solutions. Here to help you grow your detailing business, your hosts, Nick and Dustin.
All right. What's up,
man.
Nick?
We're back.
How's it going?
We're doing all right. How about you?
Doing good. Ready to get episode 2 of Polishing Profits on the way, baby. It's looking good. I like the logo in the background. I like the subtitles. Everything's coming right on along.
Yeah, every week we're going to try and keep getting better and better, right?
Yeah. I think we kind of got established on all the platforms, right? Or maybe YouTube's not streaming, but it'll be streaming next week.
Yeah. But people voted. The people have spoken. Right. Last week we went head to head. We were talking Jupiter, Florida, and Carmel, Indiana. What did the people say?
The people chose. They want the Sunshine State.
They want the Sunshine State.
They like sand, golf, ocean, all things American.
Listen, I'm sticking with Carmel, Indiana. Deep down, I'm going to still fight for it. You know what I mean? And just let Jupiter, Florida is insanely expensive there.
It is. I'm going to give a little recap in case you're tuning in and maybe you didn't catch last week's show. Here's what we're doing, guys. So we've restructured the podcast. We came from the podcast we ran for years. We restructured it. We have a new series, and this series is going to be building a detailing business from the ground up, starting with nothing. And Nick's doing his homework. I'm doing my homework. We're kind of each show is going to have its own little point. Mm-hmm. And we're going to go do the work. We're going to bring it to you guys, let you guys choose kind of the next step, or we choose together with y'all the next step of the process. Now, you may be saying, how, as an existing detailer, am I getting any value from the show? I'm not going to go start a new shop. Maybe you are, maybe you're not. But if you're not, that's okay. As a business owner, you should watch how we make decisions and go through this process and see, is there anything that I can take from this show and implement it into my business, or any of these things, any of these ideas and concepts and information that I can use to make my existing shop better. So like last week, we dove into population and income and location and temperature. And these are the things that are going to steer our marketing and steer our business. So if you go back and listen to last week's show, if you missed it, pay attention to that, and then do a little research on your own area and make sure that you're targeting the right demographic. Make sure that you are capitalizing on what's actually there and not what's in your head or what you feel. So that's a little recap. This week's show, Nick, kind of how did you envision this show?
Well, for me, the recap's great. I just like going head to head with you each week. I think that's just a good time. You know what I mean? Us going back and forth. And a lot of what we're doing here for these shows and prep work, the other person doesn't know. So we've got our topic, and Dustin doesn't know. We found specific locations inside of Jupiter, Florida that I like. He said he's got an outside the box idea. So I don't even know what that means. So I'm excited to hear that. And keeping it live and keeping it interesting. And, I think that's going to be really fun. This week we're going to be looking at specific places inside of Jupiter, Florida, which you guys decided. Yeah. And, I didn't pick that, but I'll pack the swimsuit.
There you go. Come on down, Tyler.
Yeah. And, so I think we start with you. Dustin. Let's sort of see where are you thinking about being in Jupiter, Florida? You got a location there? You got something special up your sleeve?
I do. Yeah. So Jupiter, Florida was what was chosen by the people. We presented 2 ideal locations. You guys chose Jupiter, Florida is where we're going to go. Now, we're not going down with millions of dollars in a budget to just build this massive shop, right? We wanted to take an approach that's reasonable. Okay. So we wanted this thing to relative. So I chose, our project was to go find a location. find a location that we can bring to the table that's reasonable, that we can start out making money in, and maybe grow to this big shop or grow to this big thing. And we are going to discuss budget in general at the end of this show. But for this state, for this instant, we were just looking for a place. So when I say I went outside of the box, I went to the place where boxes usually stay. Okay. I actually went to a storage building. So my business, this business I have in mind for Jupiter, Florida, is not a storefront yet.
Okay.
I'm thinking mostly mobile.
Okay.
Here's why. I'm thinking that our customer base is all about convenience.
Yeah.
And then some of their toys, they don't want to move them. We got to go to them.
100%.
I chose spare foot storage buildings.
Okay.
Some to choose from here.
He's got it paper printed out and everything.
And my ideal space. All right, but this is multifaceted, right? It's not storage. I didn't get out that easy, but just the storage.
I know. I wouldn't let you out that easy.
I wouldn't do that. I care too much about the show. My heart's in this.
Of course.
So my suggestion was their 10 by 20 unit. Okay. This would be a place where we could store our van there. It could be used as if we had a customer that doesn't have a place where we could do a coating, we could do a coating there. But we don't want our customers going there knowing that we run out of this. But we want to be able to keep our chemicals there and our tools there and our van lease run out of there. This is also a good meeting point for our team every morning. We're going to meet there and host a meeting. I found us a 10 by 20 for $348 a month.
A 10 by 20. Oh, the
storage. A storage. Yeah. And I contacted the owner, and they were perfectly fine with us running out of there.
I've seen that happen before. I think it's really smart.
Do you want me to kind of tell you? I have another piece of that, or do you want me to?
No. Let's dive into it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So that's one piece. Now with that, we're dealing with high-end clients that may want to meet us. They may want to see what Jupiter, Florida detailing is all about. So
is that hold on, is that the name?
I don't know. Yeah, we didn't even come up with a name.
I know the name's coming, but
I like out of this world detailing. Jupiter, out of this world.
Let's keep it on the wrap. Let's see what we got.
That's exactly how we started. See there? Detailers know. Okay, so check this out. Now, let's just say we need a place to have a conference with a customer with a 120-foot mega yacht. We don't want to bring them to the store. We don't want to bring them to easy storage.
Yeah.
So for anywhere ranging from $100 to $300 per month, depending on amenities that we need, I have some shared office space. Okay.
Yeah.
We could even get the executive suite. Now that's $1,200 a month. I think it's a little bit out of it. I don't think we need it, but it comes with a secretary.
But if it's the mega yacht, I think you splurge on that one.
And it's branded, and they will brand it for you. So it's your office.
Yeah.
Come into my conference room. They have a secretary that answer your calls. It's a mail center, so you can have all your business mail there. They'll sort it.
The shared workspace is actually very interesting.
So that's $100 to $300 a month for a shared space that is not customized. $1,000 a month for an executive suite. That's ours. Back entrance. We can go in. 24-hour access to our office. So we don't have ownership there. We don't have long-term lease there. We don't have long-term lease in our storage facility either. And then one other last little piece. I went ahead and just did a little bit more because I felt like we were going to need an office. So I found us a transit van.
Okay.
Yeah, 2017.
Yep.
Yeah, $15,000. I mean, it's a big van. We can get all of our stuff in there. So we can talk a little bit more. So you see, I've got some research done.
I see that direction. Let me put it this way. I love that direction for this area. I absolutely do. The one thing is I just want to be able to talk a little bit about buying versus leasing. Show some actual brick and mortar. You know what I mean?
No, I think we need to consider that.
Yes. Yeah.
Because we have a lot of money in this route tied up. If we go executive suite, we're talking $1,200 a month. Storage, $300 a month.
There's a lot of little cash flow things versus having one central area and then maybe building out to the mobile, right? It's a little bit of a different approach. I absolutely love it, by the way.
Yeah.
And again, that was kind of one of the things I was considering as well. But I did want to go jump into the conversation with you of leasing structure, buying, you know what I mean, and sort of seeing what those dollars look like.
Love it. Yeah. And you can see, guys, we haven't conversated about this. Like we went to work, totally two different ideas. And we may find ourselves picking the same, and have it come to the show with the same idea. So we really wanted to keep this organic and fresh. So I think that works.
So the one thing I'll do is let's share the screen real quick.
Okay.
By the way, we got Ethan here today helping us out.
Yeah, what's up?
Shout out to
Thank
Ethan.
you, brother.
You guys drop those comments in. He's all over it.
Yep.
Okay. So car detailing, Jupiter, Florida. This road right here, 706, right? If you zoom in here, I want you to take a look at Mint Eco Car Wash and Detail Center, right? Almost 2,000 reviews, 4.6, right? And right in this area seems to be a little hub.
Yeah.
But what happens is this is actually one of the only areas that has a reasonable space available for what we're looking for. Mm-hmm. So it's important to look for that price range that you would be wanting, is that overhead, but look what's around you as well. So the first spot that we found here.
Hey, can I make a comment on that real quick?
Jump in, yeah.
Have you ever drove up to an intersection and seen a Walgreens and a Rite Aid and a CVS and a Eckerd?
Yeah.
Okay. The reason is because that's where the market is. That's where the people are. So so people don't say, well, there's a Walgreens over there, so I need to be 100 miles. Rite Aid don't say that, or whatever. Whatever the other one is.
Do they have Rite Aids anymore?
I don't know. That's what I'm struggling with. What is the other? So you got CVS. Yeah.
Rite Aid. I'm like, holy smokes, Dustin.
I said Eckerd's too. I mean, that's way going. All right, so CVS and Walgreens, they don't get hundreds of miles apart. Mm-hmm. They come together because that's where the market is. So I think it's very smart that you went to look for other detailers and look in that area, because people are already paying for details.
And the thing is, what I did is I went through to these different places and saw what their structure was, right? You don't see a lot of just in $50 interiors. You know what I mean? They're mobile ceramic coating PPF.
It's high-end
detailing. Yep. It's high-ticket items. But again, that's what this market wants. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? Yep. So the first spot, I got 3 spots for you guys. We're going to jump through them.
I like it.
The positives about this spot is it's attached to a Goodyear in the front.
Okay.
So the front is high traffic. High traffic. It's on that road, and you're going to have cars already coming in, right, that are looking for service. You're going to
captive audience is what that's called. Captive audience.
Look at.
I'm digging it. And you know what else I noticed? 18-foot ceiling heights. Is that what I see?
Yep. So you've got these 2 overhead, but there is a regular entrance in the back. They just don't have a picture of it, just so you know.
Got it.
If we go here, you're going to be able to see.
So that's storefront?
Yep. So the main road is right up here, 706.
Okay.
And then this is going to be that front there and the existing building. Yeah.
Okay.
Couple things about this guy. Right now, your rent is $1,725 a month.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. I was pretty happy with it. I don't know how. So whenever I've built we've done 2 car washes and detail centers, right? Anytime we got to do that, we've got to get a special use permit.
Yeah.
My understanding is going from commercial, right, to special use is a lot more difficult than industrial to special use.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's the one thing I do like seeing, that it's an industrial zoning. Mm-hmm. Something could, the condition full build out just means it's just gutted in there. There's nothing in there. It's just an open warehouse, but that's totally fine.
That's what we want. That's
what you want. Other than that, the main issue that I've got with this guy is just where it's located. So if I scroll down here, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit, hopefully you guys can see it. We're right here on Commerce Way, right? And you see this little yellow patch here. If I jump over to this side, oh, look, it's right next to the other one. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, never afraid of a little competition. That's not the issue. It's just a matter of, is it going to be positive to start there? You know what I mean? With our type of budget to compete.
We're the new guy in town too. You know what I'm saying? We're not established as CVS next to Walgreens. We are I don't even know. We're Frank's drugstore.
We're
next to
Dustin and
Walgreens.
Nick's drugstore there.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well, yeah,
again,
so
we'll be limited to having to try and grab market share.
Yep.
Usually means discounts, promos, right? We're going to have to undercut our value to be able to get a market share.
And in an area when you're dealing, these are probably a little bit your upper, 50s, 60s, 70s, 40s. Your wealthy, upper aged clientele that are very loyal. They're very loyal. Hard to get the business if we're competing head to head with a shop.
Yep. But again, 2,300 square feet, good size shop.
Good
you
size
can
shop.
fit. That's a good size shop. This was up there. This had some potential.
Love it. And so we're talking $1,725 a month. Just comparing month to month. No deposits, all that. Let's keep all that separate from this.
Yep.
$1,725 a month. I'm at $1,548 a month plus the vehicle lease that we'll talk about later. So you can keep rolling through your properties. I love it, man. This is good stuff.
I had to bring a little bit of A game here. Now this one, look what we got here. This guy's all built out already, right? So this looks like Now this is 3,500 square feet flex space. So remember those guys with the mega yacht, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I think they want to come in and have a nice.
Bring them here.
You can bring them here.
A cup of Joe right there at the seat.
Cup of Joe. You give them a nice presentation. Maybe it's a fleet. Maybe it's something
a little more attractive than my 10 by 20. I'm not gonna lie.
But remember, whenever that other place is going to be solid concrete and just and cinder block walls, there's going to be an expense.
Oh yeah, we got a build out. There's called a build out expense. Yep.
This place, I would say, has very minimal build out. They're a little bit larger. And you know what? I would say it's about 60% larger than the other one. Mm-hmm. But you're at $4,400 a month. Doggy, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So I wanted to show this option to say, hey, look, you're going to be able to walk in there. You're going to know you're having overhead of $4,400 a month.
Yeah.
But you're going to be having to do PPF here. You're going to do PPF, ceramic coating, and you're going to have to bring those people in here.
Can you show us this one on the map? Where is it in proximity to these other places?
Well, this is the main thing that sort of got me. So when we look at this guy,
I saw Jupiter Park Drive.
Yeah,
I already like the name of that road.
Jupiter Park in Jupiter, Florida. You're going to be right off the highway here,
of course,
right? Which is going to be in a different area, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit. We're going to be over here.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So you're going to be a little bit closer to the highway. Maybe you've got a big flag or a big gorilla holding, hey, come get your car ceramic coated.
The planet Jupiter. That's planet what goes. Jupiter. Yeah, man. We're leaning heavy. Does Jupiter have rings, Ethan? Is that Saturn has rings?
Jupiter, I think, has one very small ring.
One's very small ring. Okay.
Ethan's got the
thank you.
astrology there. Good. So again, but the main issue with this one is the price point. It's a larger commitment.
Yes,
you know what I mean? This is one where you negotiate this lease with this, and you know what's let's make sure we give him the name. Dan, right? Dan looks like a nice guy. We talk to Dan, say, hey, we're coming in. But what I do with our locations, we sign 25-year leases with 5-year options.
Yep,
bring that rate down, right? Yep. Get a couple free months up front. Get ahead of the 8 ball instead of having that weight on your shoulders of all that initial overhead.
I want to break it down for a detailer that's going, okay, $4,400. That's $1,000 a week. Just to give you $1,015 a week on some weeks you're gonna have a 5-week month. So that's your weekly budget rent right there. Just so you guys know, $1,000 a week.
One thing is, and I'm not telling Dan that first month I'm living here.
So you know what? Right.
I'll be on that couch right there.
Absolutely.
I'm cutting all my other overhead and saying, hey, I'm going to take a swing.
Okay, I see it. All right, that's your sacrifice to get in this place.
Yeah,
that's what you're saying. Hey, we can afford a little bit more on our shop because it's going to multi-purpose to our home expense, like our rent for our personal expenses.
But Dustin, when you're let's say you're 5-7 years old, do you buy shoes too small or too big?
Too big.
Right?
Got to grow into
you a chance you grow into this shop. You know what I mean? It's a leap. It's like, hey, if you want to really take a swing and try and get to a certain level in business, I want a big shoe. I want to be able to fill this chute. You're going to have 5 employees there. You're going to be doing wraps, PPF, and then eventually add that mobile aspect for the Marine. I'm just letting you know, I like this guy. This is probably my number 1 favorite.
Show me your next one.
Last one we've got here. And again, this is kind of the best of both worlds.
I saw this one. Yeah.
You saw this guy too, right?
Yep.
It's 1,500 square feet.
Yep.
$2,300 a month, right in between those 2 spots. And it's got a little bit of office space, a little bit of warehouse, which I liked. Mm-hmm. But what's really interesting is we're going to look on this map here.
Yeah.
You see where it is on Commerce Way?
Mm-hmm. Take
a look at this. Let's just zoom in here. Oh, look, there's Commerce Way. We're neighbors in the same building as, let's do a shout out, HD Mobile Detailing and Ceramic Coatings.
I saw that. Yeah.
It's worth showing because, again, if you want to go into a new market, just make sure you're bringing something new and different.
Absolutely.
Right? We were the last one in our area to open up our car wash, but it's a hand car wash.
Yep.
Right? Are you going to bring something different that HD doesn't do? And there's plenty of room for both. They're mobile, you're mobile, you're going to have different customers.
Absolutely.
There's plenty of cars and boats out there for everyone.
Well, that's, we did the math. I mean, I think it was 6,000 cars per shop or something like that. Or maybe
there's a couple boats down there too, right?
Yeah. There's a couple boats down there. So, like, the work is there for you. Does that mean you need to roll right in there? Let's see if I had it down here.
He's got his note. Yeah, got to get the notes out.
Yeah. Okay. So, go ahead.
And the last thing I just wanted to throw out, because I understand the initial expense of any of these guys, right?
Yep.
But you're just going to go get your Ford Transit Connect. You're at $522 a month. Insurance is going to be right around $120, let's call it. So you're all in $650 a month. But what you're doing is you're at $650 a month, and guess where you're parking it? You're going to go talk to these guys over here and make friends at the Goodyear, and you're going to have it parked there, and you're going to be you see what I'm saying? You don't even need a space. You're going to be completely mobile. You have a home office that you're renting that could be 15, 20 minutes away where it's not in Jupiter. Mm-hmm. And I just want to throw that option out to be like, hey, look, how low, if you really want to be in Jupiter for the golf and the sunshine,
how inexpensive can we get? Yeah.
How inexpensive can we get?
Because and so that was my thoughts in storage and drive our initial cost down. We build this business and then we take it shop. Now, I think there's equal
argument. Dustin, how many times have you moved in your life?
Enough to know I don't want to move.
Oh, you don't like moving? No. You know what? I don't like moving either.
Yeah.
So
we're going from a 10 by 20. I mean, how much stuff can you really put in a 10 by 20?
Oh, but then you're gonna have stuff at your shared office space, and you're moving. And then you got a new build out at a new place. Moving is a pain in the butt. I would rather us be able to set up once.
Yeah.
And understand the risks and make sure before we move to Jupiter, being able to afford it. You know what I mean? Giving us 6 months prep.
Absolutely. So here's what you got. You got a couple different business ideas, business plans in a sense. One is we go down very inexpensive. We try to get the business started. Do the customers trust us in that scenario? Like, we have shared office space. We have a transit van. Like, are they going to let us work on their $15 million van if they search us and, he just came from Mobile, Alabama, or, or you go down, you say, we're going to cash it. We're going all in. We get the nice building. We spend the money up front in our building, which builds trust because they know we signed a contract. We're going to be here. They can come find us if they need us.
Yeah. Again, the barriers of entry, that's always my thing. For someone else to go and do what you're doing, right? Like one places versus another. Which one's more difficult, right? Because if you're mobile, you're not able to do PPF. It's a lot more difficult to do ceramic, right?
Yep.
What is that barrier of entry? Okay, it's going to cost a little bit more, but you're going to be able to provide more services at a higher ticket. You see what I'm saying? It's like,
I think in this market, I think mobile is going to have to play a key because these guys are paying for convenience and we're going to charge a convenience price. And so, and then we talk PPF. We've got to train somebody. We got to build a team.
Yeah.
We got to train. Like if I'm talking boat detailing at the dock, hey,
You're gonna need a team for that as well, though.
yeah, but my skill, like my training is on the job versus paying for training. So we got decisions to make.
We do.
We have to. We're at a fork in the road, baby.
Yeah.
I think it's worthy to say that I was right the first go round.
Okay.
Do you want to, guys? Does our audience believe in me? That took you to golf and
look at you guys. You guys brought us down here.
Carry us up north, and it's going to be 12 degrees.
I would have been in Carmel, Indiana 5 years, and then I would have made my move to Jupiter, Florida.
Nobody even knows what Carmel, Indiana is. That's trash.
It's north of Indianapolis.
Yeah, nobody even knows where Indianapolis is. Come on.
You're terrible. You're terrible.
All right, so decision to make. How do we want to do this? So we got choices.
We got some choices.
We put it out to the public again. Go like heart. If you're thinking, and we sum it up. So do we go rent? Do we go shop?
Or do we go? What's funny is we didn't go into anything about buying. Right. None of our conversation today was about purchasing as a property. And why is that, Dustin?
Low cost of entry coming in. We need to see what kind of business we're going to be able to build. Our commitment level is minimal. I think we're taking the approach as if we're a detailer that's, got a reasonable budget that's just trying to get their foot in the door here. I don't think we can.
Oh, let's see. We got a comment here.
Are we chasing cars and boats?
Boats.
Both. I think that there's so much opportunity with both. And boats are seasonal sometimes. So to only focus on boats is going to leave us struggling a little bit in the wintertime, maybe, especially that first winter. Mind you, it's only 75 degrees in our wintertime. So there's that. We're still wearing flip-flops, guys, just remember that. So the answer, I think both. Nick, do you think? How do you see cars, boats?
I'm really I'm good with either one. You know what I mean? I think again, I like being able to maximize what we do, and by when I say that, I mean being able to offer, as much as possible to give us the biggest runway that we can. In the beginning, it's gonna be choppy. We're gonna be feeling we're stretched out. We're this. We need another person. We got to train. But guess what? At least we have that runway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Versus just laser focusing on just both, which there's nothing wrong with, but then it's a lot harder to transition once you get really in that lane. And
when you build your name on that, then how much trust do you have going into the car? And that's something that we fought at Easy In. I would have lost a lot of money betting against us saying that we would have been known for cars as much as we were boats, because we built this business on marine detailing.
But you know what's funny?
We overcame it, but it's been 10 years.
Yeah, Dustin, the market is the market. And leaving us a little open-ended on that side, the market, who's calling?
Yeah.
Right? Yep. Because that's where the void in the market is. If you're just coming in just for boats or just for cars, but everybody's calling for the other guy, and you say, oh, I'm not doing boats, I'm just doing cars, or I'm not doing cars, I'm just doing boats. Don't cut yourself off at the kneecaps, especially when you're just starting off and you've got this overhead.
We're starting out. We're taking whatever we can do.
We're taking what comes in the door. We're taking the
business. We have at minimum. My math says at minimum. Well, it's actually going to be so minimum monthly expense, and we're not talking power, insurance, anything like that. We got to clear just to get our rent $1,600 a month at the cheapest, potentially $4,400 a month. So we're here. And we ain't even paid insurance. We ain't paid rent.
We're not paying ourselves.
We ain't paid us out. So we got a lot to talk about, think about, guys. I think we pitch it back to our viewing audience. We'll have.
You want to narrow it down to two? Do you want to narrow it down to two? Do you want to pick one of mine and do yours to see if people really want to see that storage? Because again, I didn't think of that. I thought that was really interesting.
Yes, let's narrow it down to two. I think you go your top tier. How do we take this business?
Let's put it this way. Look, we've got the one that's with more overhead, where we're talking. Look, you're going to be at $4,400 a month. And that's negotiable. The first thing that says.
Oh, we definitely negotiating that.
We're beating them down a little bit.
If you guys put us in that shop, we're getting that shop for $3,500 a month minimum.
Yeah.
Or maximum. Max.
Yeah, don't do minimum. Yeah. Or do people really want to see the bootstrap method, which there's nothing wrong with? I think it's a great idea. I really do. It's just. It's what do the people want to see, and let's give them the option.
So we're going to Jupiter, Florida. We need to know, are we going low overhead, build the business out of a storage unit, maybe some shared office space, or we're going all in, guys, rent the Taj Mahal, build the business on professionalism and just roll the dice, baby, all in.
Well, remember, we got 2 employees. We got me and you. This is a partnership. So are we both in that storage? Are we going on? We got 1 van. Are we sharing that?
There's a passenger seat, bro. Yeah, you drive mornings, I drive evenings.
You getting lunch on the way or after?
Oh, the driver buys lunch every time.
Oh my God. Yeah. So again, something to consider. We got 2 people, you know what I mean? So sometimes if we do that smaller route, it's just something to consider. You know, we got we're both of us there washing a little little car there.
Whatever it takes, baby. We got minimal rent. So guys, we're gonna pitch that to you. Let's open it up for some Q&A. What you think?
Yeah. What do we got, guys?
All right,
today?
guys, if there's any questions that you guys have, even unrelated, related, whatever, we'll open it up, answer some if we have time. I mean, if we have any come through. And if not, what we'll do is make sure that we get a post going up, talking about these 2 little separate business models and give you an option. Yeah.
So, and a couple shows coming up, right, is we're going to be talking, hey, we did go back and forth on a budget, right? Hey, if you're moving to a new place, we're seeing that $10,000 mark as that's all you got.
And let's tell them where we came up with that. So the average American, I think it was like 25 to 35 years old, has around $11,000 in savings. So we said we're not going to spend all savings. You know, you just never know. So
just 90%.
90%. Like we're going to go 10 grand. We get there, we got 10 grand.
Yep.
Okay, we're hitting the ground with 10 grand. And how do we stock whatever we're going to do here? Is it the build out and in the shop? Is it our van and and our storage unit? We're going to hang a banner in the storage room. Like, what do we do? What are we doing with our 10 grand? And I think that's what we're going to kind of establish once we figure out where we're going. We'll know that. Next week, me and you will take that 10 grand and start to divide it up. We'll talk about how you spent your 10 grand. We talk about how I spent my 10 grand. Kind of thing. Is that what we're thinking?
Yeah, I think that's a good show. I think that's going to be fun.
Awesome.
The only thing we got a name and logo and design and marketing show coming up. And then once we sort of nail down where we are and what we're doing, we got to go through the pricing and how we would sort of go through, hey, this is what we're researching. This is where we're at. I think we got a couple really nice shows lined up, and we got a big surprise at the end. I think that I think could be real fun.
Oh yeah. Guys, one thing I want to mention as we talk about this show, and you say, guys, this, how am I listening to this, and what am I gaining from it? Here's what you're gaining. You see how we're researching this stuff. We're making light of some stuff that we're doing. We're researching this to determine how we would spend our dollars on a minimally. Okay, we're saying we got to go in and build this business. How would we start? This is directly applicable to your business. If you're doing things in a shop and you're spending way too much money, how can I get conservative? How can I trim the fat in this business and go back to that conservative approach and profit, make money? Or if I'm mobile out of a garage or out of a storage unit, or if I'm mobile out of my house and I needed some room, now you just know, hey, there's a storage unit for $300 a month in Jupiter, Florida.
I hope someone can take that. I think that's really interesting.
Take this research we're doing and apply it. If it works for you, apply it. I'm telling you guys, this is what I want. This is the whole show is to make you think. It's to make you think about how can this work for me? How can this help me? And if you take any piece of the show out of the show and go implement it, then it's worth our time and effort. So I'm glad to do it. Looks like we no comments right now, no questions. Okay,
that's
cool.
Right.
Yeah, no worries. So next show we will dive into how we spent our money. Your homework for today is to tell us: do you want to go big, nice shop, Taj Mahal?
Taj Mahal.
Or
always describes
building.
Yeah, watch how Dustin always describes my side of the story there.
All right. Anything else, Nick, you want to add to it?
No, I'm excited for next week. I'm excited to see what the people want to see. This is sort of like those old books where you would pick where you're going. We don't know where we're going next week. We don't know what you guys want, but we're going to give it to you, and we'll give you our input, and I think it'll be a fun ride.
Hey, man, enjoyed it as always. Ethan, thanks for filling in for Chris.
Ethan, appreciate you.
No problem.
Yep. Yes, sir. All right, guys, we will see y'all next week, same time, same channel, all as well. Make sure you like the storage building.
Appreciate you.
Thank y'all.